Hello, welcome to the Late Night Lounge here on Latte Firm on Friday, the 6th of March. A special day in my life, and I will explain why just very shortly. Hope you're all having a fantastic week. Hope you've all had a great 5 days at work or at school, at university, whatever. And you're looking ahead to the weekend because Arsenal head to Mansfield tomorrow morning to play in the FA Cup 5th round to try and secure a place in the quarterfinals of this wonderful domestic competition. And what a week we've had of Barclays football. Arsenal going down to the South Coast, beating Brighton by 1-0. Bukayo Saka scoring on his 300th appearance. And Forest, out of nowhere, getting a point at the Etihad. And now the gap is 7 points clear. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, how good does that feel? Welcome to the show. We're going to talk about all of that. Talk about Brighton. Talk about Arsenal. Talk about Forest. Talk about City. Talk about the scum. Talk about the FA Cup. Oh, what's not to like? If you're tuning in for the first time and you enjoyed tonight's content, why would you not? Please do subscribe to Latte Firm. If you're watching on YouTube, obviously, drop a like on the video. And if you are listening on audio platforms, give us a follow, give us a kind rating and all that sort of stuff. And head over on socials at Latte Firm on both TikTok and, of course, X. Joel was first in the house tonight. Says, evening, FK. Looking forward to a pressure-free game against Mansfield. Early kickoff means breakfast time in Arizona. Wow, Joel, I didn't know you were in Arizona. And yes, it is nice to have some days away from the Premier League. Every Premier League game is stressed. It's not enjoyable. I'm pacing across my living room for 20, 30, 40 minutes, looking at the clock every time and just expecting the worst. But we are here. And we now have a game in the FA Cup. And actually, over the next 5 weeks, we've only got one Premier League game, and that is Everton, because there's an international break as well. Jizzle McDizzle, welcome. Evening, Latte Firm. Wednesday night felt so important. My heart was racing all night. Glad for a bit of a breather from the league. We are so nervy in Premier League games. Let's fucking go. Let's do this. Come on, you Gunners. Welcome, Jizzle. V Vlad, good evening all. What a brilliant week it's been. Come on, you Gunners. That night, this week, is probably up there. It's an all-timer week, surely, especially if what we want actually happens at the end of the season. Shane, welcome to the show. Evening, Gooners. What a week. A bit of breathing room and spuds in the mud. Yes, we will talk about the old enemy. What a beautiful week it's been. Dave, welcome to the chat. Welcome to all of our channel members, Patreon members. Thank you so much for all of your generous support. Really, really appreciate it. You guys know I refuse to work with betting companies, so your contributions go a very long way, and it's such a great community that we're building over there. And O'Malley, welcome, the latest Patreon member to sign up to become a Patreon member supporting the firm. Thomas says, hello all. What a time to be an Arsenal fan. Indeed, Robert's here. Good evening. I live in the US, so I have to be up at 6 a.m. to watch the game, but I cannot wait. Alex is in the background just shouting, Vamos! Vamos to you, Alex. Hope you've had a fantastic week. Tamina is here. She's been DMing me all sorts of transfer speculation. Elliot Anderson, Sandro Tonali, Adam Wharton. Who's your pick, Tamina? Let me know. Shorov's here. Says, evening, everyone. I hope everyone is doing great. I hope you are all sincerely doing very, very well. The sun is setting post 6 p.m. The days are longer. The temperature is milder. The sun is out. Makes all the difference, doesn't it? And we're entering the business season of this business part of the season. Sorry. DJ D10, welcome. Good evening, FK panel and Gooners. Tom's here, says, unlucky enough to have been born and grown up in Mansfield. Left for London as soon as I turned 18, but lucky enough to be sitting in the home end tomorrow watching the Stags get smashed up the Arsenal. Tom, welcome to the show, man. Look, the comments have gone wild. Keep it coming. We will get through as many comments as we can. Super chats always featured, of course. Very grateful for those. Thank you so much in advance for any that come through. Paul James says, good evening. This has been my favourite week of the Arteta era. 2 big wins against 2 teams that I loathe, being piled on by irrelevant nobodies, yapping and extending our lead at the top. Brilliant. That's a brilliant message. Thank you. Asheen's here as well. Let's bring in our panelists. First up, Yembele. How are you, sir?
I am very well. If you're an Arsenal fan, how can you not be anything but well? It's literally been an amazing. If Arsenal could do perfect weeks,
honestly, what a week! I mean, after Spurs and Chelsea, the buzz that we were all feeling, I went into Brighton feeling really nervous, and I was expecting Forest to get pumped. But wow.
Do you know what? Do you know what the worst thing was? During that game, because obviously during our game, and we'll talk about it, obviously the emotions, it was like an emotional roller coaster. But then you also heard that, Semenyo had scored. You're like, oh, well, that's it, isn't it? And then it just unfolded. Do you know what? Emotionally, that game killed me off in terms of Arsenal alone. but then it reeled me right back in at the end. My God.
It was pure cinema, box office stuff. Melissa, evening latte family. What a brilliant week. Looking forward to a nice, easy weekend. Granddaddy Gooners here says, I may get to watch a live show, although I've been up since 4 a.m. So not sure how much I will see live. Welcome to the show. Hopefully you can watch it on demand. And yes, I have been time wasting. And no, DJ D10, we're not going to start on time. And Tangeroo, we may as well rename ourselves to Late Firm Strikes Again, indeed. Evening Faisal, thank you. Evening Alex Bellotti. Howdy, folks, says Raphael. Yeah, I've got to say, that's a lovely colour of hoodie you're wearing.
Thank you.
Delightful.
I like the mustard. I like the mustard Nike top.
Yeah,
It's got an aura about it. I like it. I like it a lot.
Only to let us down on the snack check.
I won't. No. Because it's something that you do like, and I know you like it.
Oh, okay. I'm intrigued. Wayne Bele, welcome to the show. How are you, brother?
I was good until he said aura.
Yeah, Yambele and aura just no.
Come on, leave it.
It's a natural fit. People, please.
Leave it to the kids.
It's 2 words that should be in the dictionary together.
No, leave it to the kids. Before we get started, FK, I'm sure you would have missed the comments. I'm going to go back to it for you and I'm going to highlight it. Let's congratulate and a round of applause for Whole Milk. He dropped in the chat that he got they, milk, I don't know, skimmed, semi-skimmed or whatever, got their first job offer finally this week. So congratulations.
Hang on, we have to find this. We have to go on the journey together. Whole Milk has been here for so long. I'm going to find that comment. Let me go.
If the job doesn't involve cows or goats of some kind, I'm going to be
so disappointed.
I'm going to be so livid. Or a milkman, a milk delivery person.
We are going to celebrate that, I'm sure. Tim, though, says, good evening from Sweden. Good evening to you. Oh, I love the Victor Jokeres profile picture. Here it is, Whole Milk. Round of applause.
There we go.
Smashing stuff, sunshine. Evening
well
all.
Done,
got
well
my
done.
first job offer finally this week. Mate, we are so happy for you. You are here. You show up every week, and you're always so generous in the content, in the chat, in the comments. Sorry, and we're super proud of you and super happy for you, man. If you'd be kind enough to share what you're doing, and if there's anything you need advice on in future, Latte Firm DMs are open, my man. Always happy to give you any advice. But listen, that is great news, and that's a great way to start the show. Good spot, Wayne. Really appreciate that. If you're going to spot something, I'm going to spot something. And I just want to bring this comment in because it's quite apt. Paul says, I've just found out I'm going to be at the Carabao Cup final. Thanks. My work. Man. It's been fun.
Shut up.
Wayne, what are you saying? Have you managed to find a ticket yet? Have you?
Shut up. About 1% of Arsenal season ticket holders missed out on tickets, and I'm one of them. I'm fuming.
And listen, you're not just a season ticket holder. You're a platinum member.
That bit doesn't matter. Right?
It does.
The bigger deal here is that I am the poster child of Carabao, and I don't understand how this has happened. But I'm still hoping to find my way in somehow, some way, and yeah. But if not, hopefully the Emirates does a screen in or something.
I love that. Omar Dino says, evening. This is the moment we all need to seize, of course, talking about the Barclays and not the opportunity to rub it into Wayne's face that he's not going to the one trophy that he absolutely loves. I'm still working on a ticket for you, Wayne. Don't worry. Whole Milk says, can finally support the firm after my first paycheck. No, listen, do not do that. Please, Whole Milk. You enjoy your first you enjoy your first paycheck. You treat yourself and you treat your mum and dad and your family. That is what you do, man. You don't worry about Latte Firm. Just show up, turn up, comment in the chat. That is all we need, man.
What we do want to know is the snack check after that paycheck. We want
paycheck snack check.
Yeah, paycheck snack check is banquet time. That's what it needs to be.
That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. Ellie Asheen pronunciation. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that, man. Now I'm paranoid about whether I've just done that right or wrong. Donald is showing some love to Karen, who is in the house. I missed your Karen. Missed your hello. Paul says next season, Spurs or Lincoln or Stockport in the Championship. Praying it happens. You can't make this shit up. Indeed. I mean, what a week it's been. The beauty of the pencil. Greetings, Latte Firm, and all in the chat. What a week it's been. Another full-blown media meltdown. Pundits scrambling. Narratives collapsing. Arsenal rattling every hater. Come on, you gunners. We're going to talk about Fabian Herzler, and he's still crying, apparently. If you listen closely, you can probably hear the tears of a grown German man at losing at Arsenal yet again. There's so much love for Whole Milk in the chat. Everyone's saying, congratulations. Brilliant. Out of Arsenal says, big up, Wayne. I've asked a few people for you.
Oh, thank you. Talk about the ticket, I'm hoping.
And when... yeah, he is. And if you get offered one hand of Arsenal, don't worry about Wayne. Don't worry about little Wayne. It's all good. Oh wow, Paul James says he's a season ticket holder and I work with the FA at Wembley Stadium. ITK.
Where's the back entrance? Let me know.
Yeah, indeed.
That's your route
Indeed.
in, Wayne, isn't it? Just DM him afterwards.
DM me after. Let me know.
I love that. And Donald says paycheck snack check is a minimum M&S number. Fun and Gunners here. Hello, my fellows and fellets. A real pleasure. Fellets? Is that even a word?
No.
Can't be. Yembele is a walking dictionary, to be fair. Fun and Gunner, welcome to the show. Right, let's do snack check. I'm up to date with the chat, which is fantastic and very rare for me. So yeah, you know what? Yem said he's got me something that's good. So we're gonna wait. Wayne, what you got for us tonight?
Well, I messaged you guys a bit earlier. We bonded over a wonderful app. Wonderful app. This is not sponsored content. If you do want to sponsor us at some point, then please do get in contact. But there's an app. I don't know if it's global yet. I know that it's in obviously the UK. It's called Too Good to Go, I think it is. And basically, the app is very much when it comes to the end of a day at a shop or a stand or something related to food. They're trying to, instead of throw away the food, they'll do it at a heavily discounted rate. And living where I live now, I live across the road from a Krispy Kreme shop.
That's so dangerous. That is so dangerous.
It is dangerous. And the app, let me tell you, is mega. And being so close to Gales, you get a Gales goodie bag for like a third of the price. It's unreal.
Yeah. So this is their Krispy Kreme goodie box, which a box of 6 would normally be like 18 quid, 20 quid.
Yeah, it's quite expensive.
Like that. I think it's like 14 quid for the original glaze. These are not the original glaze. I'm not going to tip them all up because I will just make a huge mess.
Just drop out, yeah.
But there's like
how much you getting for? Go on.
£4.50.
It's brilliant.
£4.50. So tonight I'm going to go with the OG in honor of the FA Cup, the OG trophy. I'm going to go with the glazed OG, one of the greatest donuts to exist. All thanks to Too Good to Go.
Too Good to Go. Listen, great app. I cannot recommend it enough, and it avoids food wastage as well. You don't always get the treats that Wayne's talking about, but most of the time, the goodie bags are absolutely tremendous. And if you're watching Too Good to Go, we are open to sponsorship partnerships because I'm sure you're going to get a flurry of activity. Tane says, I use that app in Seattle. Really like it. Welcome. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, let me know. What are you guys snacking on tonight? And if you're tuning in for the first time, this is exactly what we do. First sort of 10, 15 minutes, just catch up with each other. Tell us about each other's snacks. Joel has gone for a new meal replacement drink, Huel banana flavor, which was on offer in Target. Congratulations. Hope you enjoy that. Huel is also, if you are watching. In fact, isn't that the Stephen Bartlett stuff? That guy follows me on Twitter. He sent me a DM once on Twitter and he didn't reply to my message, which was, please sponsor me. But yeah, listen, Stephen, sort it out. Jizzle McDizzle says, just a nice bottle of Leffe beer for me tonight. Have I pronounced that correctly? Hashtag snack check. Candy floss grapes for me tonight. There's someone at the door. What? Hang on a sec. Deliver it. Oh my God, Tesco's. For goodness
Your wife has
sake.
finally been converted to online shopping.
Mate, we've been doing it. We've been doing this for months. And let me tell you what she does. The geezer hands over 6, 7 crates of stuff. She just pours it all out into the hallway. She cannot be bothered to take one crate to the kitchen, unpack it, come back to the door. Do you know why? Because she's like, oh, I don't want to be rude to the guy at the door. I'm like, mate, that's literally his job. He is here to deliver you crates and he is there to wait for you to unpack it all and then take them back. She unpours everything. And sometimes you just leave it there for like an hour. I'll come home. Oh, where's she gone? She's gone to the gym, but there's like cans of beans rolling around the floor. Mate, honestly, a total mess. Candy floss grapes and obviously I'm not going to go and do the courteous thing and help out. Mazepam sounds like a drug or some sort of medication. What is that, Danny? Tell me. Granddaddy Goona says, good evening, Latte Firm. Now, very often I'm here for a live Friday evening live, usually asleep by now. Oh, mate, it's great to have you here. And they sell them in their local Asda, says Karen. That she must be referring to...
The candy floss grapes, potentially?
Candy floss grapes, maybe, or your donuts, potentially. Hero Down Under says, good morning from Down Under. Indeed, good morning to you. Ejag has got Iran berries. Mate, I don't know what any of these snacks are. Is there some sort of like code today that, trick FK into like just convincing him that anything's a snack? Homemade fruitcake and a cup of tea, Manny. That's more like it. Fresh hot pizza, says Rob, and iced coffee. What's on your pizza? Jonathan's here, says, big up, guys. Hope you and the family are well. Hope you're well, Jonathan. Thank you also for turning up every week. Logical Nonsense is having blueberry fig bars and guava chocolate. Oh, my head's on Mars. My head is on Mars. I'm actually just thinking about the mess that is going to wait for me when I get out of this room in the hallway. But my head is on Mars with some of these snacks. I don't know what's going on. Yembele, come on. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but restore the decorum, Yem, with your snack check.
I will, because it's something that you and I both like, because I know it, because we debate it all the time when we go and get our meal deal, and it is the Boost. Come on, don't hate
all
it.
That. It's a good chocolate, but it's not even the duo.
No, because you know what? I got into a multi-pack. I've been having it all.
You know what? I can't knock it. But Cadbury's Boost.
I know you love the Boost. I know you like the Boost.
It's a great choice of chocolate. The Star Bar is like
it's like a different level.
It's like an upper class version of Boost.
This is no, but do you know what?
Tremendous.
Do you know what? It's got its own thing. Like Star Bar's class. This is class as well. I'm with you. I like the Star Bar. I like a Boost Duo because it's got what you need. It's two of them are perfect, but it was an offer. £1.
I know.
£1 for 6.
That's £1 for 6. That's unbelievable value. Snack check for Granddaddy Guna says Merlot and pistachios. Raphael's having some audio issues with Wayne. Is your headphone running as your output? He asks. Just a heads up, you're sounding super roomy and you faded when you turned away from your device. That is good audio advice there. Alex says, tonight I've gone for a huge glass of tears from the mainstream media this week. Very salty. I like that. Hot caramel mocha latte, says Whole Milk tonight. That's tremendous. Paul says peanut butter cookies and a glass of peach juice. Peach juice. Top. Herzler's sour grapes. There was always going to be one. Showerov says he's having fried fish tonight. Hilsha. That is a great choice. What are you having? Marzipan. There you go. Paul James has just come back and said. A giant cream egg trifle. Cream egg trifle. As in Cadbury's cream egg. Trifle. Mate, that's quite sickly, that, isn't it? Yeah. Wayne, can you hear us?
I can do, and hopefully that sounds a bit better. I've reset whatever I needed to reset, so hopefully.
I hope so. Raphael, please do let us know. Homemade meatloaf with white rice and cheesy broccoli, says EJAG 2000. Yeah, I'm not sure on some of these snack checks. I've got to be honest. FK Starbar is the best. Oh, Do you guys remember this? I was challenged into eating a Starbar for the first time, and I decided to do a live video for Flanny Balls, one of our friends, and it just went down and was viewed like 40,000 times. Just me eating.
Is that your most popular video?
No. Do you know what's his most popular video? The chicken. The KFC.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime anything funny happens, I see some random people just
the one where he's going
just silent. No.
Is it used by other people? That's
with North London Forever playing in the background.
That's people have done different ways of doing it, haven't they?
I love it. Well, listen, mine. I said at the start of the show, the 6th of March is a special day. It's my daughter's birthday today. She turns 9, which is unbelievable, really. So I have some leftover birthday cake, red velvet, and a chocolate. It's called chocolate sprinkles, and it was supposed to be covered with like flakes. You can probably see the flake just hanging off the edge there. But it's a fairy cake on the inside, like as in vanilla sponge on the inside. Like, if you're going to call it chocolate sprinkles and make it chocolate, just have chocolate.
It's designed for the kids, mate. Come on, you know how it works.
But it's actually fresh cream and that.
Happy birthday to the little lady.
Yep. Did she enjoy it? And what's the party plans?
So she's got quite a few things planned. She's got a girls' party. She has like a salon spa type appointment with her mum on Sunday.
I was going to say, did you not coincidentally time that for the Mansfield game?
No, sadly not. Well, I tried. And then her mum is going to take her to Arsenal Ladies for a game.
Oh, nice.
I have no interest in Arsenal Ladies. You know that, Wayne. But she
I bet you'd get Champions League final tickets for them, though.
Yeah, probably. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, Wayne loves the Arsenal women. And yes, that is exactly what would happen. Thank you so much. Everybody's wishing her happy birthday. Happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Just keep her in your blessings, please, ladies and gents, boys and girls. What a world we live in. Lots of turmoil, lots of unpredictability. We live for our kids. And just send your best wishes to all of us and all of our children. That is all that I can ask for. Boys, evening. Did you see Jack Wilshere's presser earlier? No, I did not. I am going to enjoy that. Right.
He's such a gooner. He loves it. He can't help but batter off Spurs.
He's not having a good time at the minute in his own career, but he's still got time. Right, my wife's lost it. They're still awake, the kids. They're high on cake. They've had swimming. And obviously the Tesco's is all over the landing. You can imagine what's going to happen when I get out there. Right, let's move away from the snack check long enough. And we've got lots of content to cover tonight. So where do we start, chaps? Well, let me start by sharing my slides. First up, just a very, very, very quick plug for Latte Firm on TikTok. If you want to get your fix, we're now just over 400 followers, which is great. This is a slightly old image, but I still have no idea what I'm doing on there. Done a few lives, earned $3 from stuff. I don't even know what people are throwing at me, but it's all good. It's all good fun. So do check it out. But let us start. Bukayo Saka has delivered Arsenal the 3 points with a 1-0 win in midweek against Brighton. Not the prettiest game. We'll talk about the stats later, but Wayne, let's start with you. I mentioned at the start of the show, and chat get involved, to Yem, that after the Wolves game, we were in the lowest of lows. And then we go into the North London derby, the perfect fixture Mikel Arteta described it as, to respond and bounce back. And we went there and spanked them 4-1, 3-point lane. Then, of course, Chelsea beat them, which was fantastic because nobody likes LinkedIn Liam. And Brighton was a game that I went into with a lot of trepidation. What was your mood going into the game? And what was your mood after the game?
Going into the game, I was very much like you. I was incredibly scared for this one, simply because, obviously, Wolves aside, the Tottenham game you can kind of get by just through pure emotion. The title race at that point probably didn't matter to everyone. It was a big game away at Spurs, North London derby. It doesn't matter whether we're 1st or 15th, we will be up for that game. And the adrenaline and the emotion of it will get you through. Chelsea, somewhat similar. At home, we've got a very good record against them since Arteta took over. It's a London derby. It's a big 6 fixture. It's a massive game. It's hyped up accordingly and rightly so. It's a heavyweight contest. The emotion and the interest in that game could probably get you through, putting aside any sort of title context alongside it. This Brighton game was a real slippery one, because winning away, we've said it for the past sort of 6 to 8 weeks, winning away from home in the league is difficult unless you're going to Spurs. You go away from home, it's hard to pick up wins on your travels. And we were coming up against the Brighton side, who had just kind of turned around their form a little bit. They had 2 wins in a row. They were looking up the table rather than behind them. And the build up to it was just around the manager hating us for whatever reason. So I felt very tense. I felt very on edge. But the fact that we bounced back from Wolves in the way that we have done, and we've bounced back so well from defeats this year, in particular, much better than we have done over the past few years, I was confident. But by the end of 90 minutes, I think every Arsenal fan felt a roller coaster of emotions during that game. I don't think we were ever really troubled. I don't think Brighton were particularly better than us, but the emotion of it kind of made you feel sick. I was just standing up for the whole second half. I was on edge. I was nervous. And I don't know about you guys, I only found out about the Manchester City results through watching the game on TNT Sports. So normally some Arsenal fans might have their phone near them, might have the Man City game on like a small screen or something like that. I was only getting the Manchester City scores when it popped up in like the little box. So the minute that Nottingham Forest scored to make it 1-1 or whatever it was, the next pop-up straight away was, oh, well, Man City made it 2-1 straight away. So it felt like one of those days where Man City were going to edge over the line and we were going to concede like a 90th minute goal. And I'm just so glad it didn't. At the end of it, just a massive, massive sigh of relief. And yeah, let's just move on to the next one. And it was a big potential banana skin that we've got over.
I'm with you. I was relying on Nottingham Forest score updates from Sam Matterface. when Semenyo scored, my heart sank, but I don't know why, because I was expecting them to go into the lead and get the 3 points. Then, of course, Forest equalised. So I was like, hello. And then straight away, Rodri as well from a corner. And they showed the little goal in the square. And I was like, God's sake, they're going to go and run away with this. And then after they'd equalised, I was just, all I could fixate was the bottom left of the screen, because I was expecting Sam Matterface to say at any moment, goal at the Etihad. It's now 2-2 or 3-2, whatever it was, whatever the situation was, but it didn't come. And it was a very tense sort of event in my living room. I was walking across my living room, pacing for about 62, 63 minutes, clock watching, and the clock just would not tick any faster. Yembele, welcome back. You look very busy. You don't know what you're doing, checking your tweets, doing your Pokemon
work email.
Yeah, of course, mate. Work email, Pokemon trades. Arsenal have taken a lot of criticism for the performance, and if we look at the stats on screen, courtesy of our partners Opta, 1-0 to the Arsenal, but 0.43 xG for Arsenal, fewer shots on goal, fewer shots on target, and the lion's share of the possession to the home team. Doesn't happen often. What did you make of the performance itself, Yem? And before you do that, DJ D10 says at this point in the season, 3 points suffices as enjoyment. But Jonathan's saying we couldn't string 4 or 5 passes in a row. It was strange, but clean sheets will get us over the line. And Rob says Saka scoring, Raya saves, and Nkapie shushing Herzler. They were the highlights for me, which they were, of course. But it wasn't the prettiest of games, Yem.
No, it wasn't. And it kind of harked back to the second half against Liverpool. There have been a few instances this season where it's not been the usual Arsenal. But again, there are times where we're not going to be perfect. We're going through a very intense schedule, games every 3 to 4 days. You can't expect to be, at it every game. And sometimes you've got these, every season has this. I can't think of a season, where everyone's going to be playing beautiful football every game. This is the Premier League. Brighton played very well. They pressed onto us, stopped us from playing the out ball through our defence and into the midfield. Players looked a little tired. Some players looked tired. I think Zubamendi certainly looked tired. Nkapie, what a warrior, but he looked absolutely crackered. So I kind of get the criticism, but you have to find a way. As the old adage goes, you have to find a way when you're not playing well to win. We did that. We soaked it up. We were defensively resolute. No shots on goal. How many shots did they have on target? Very little. I don't even remember the 3 shots on target because there wasn't really that much, to be fair, from Brighton. I thought they played well up to a point, but they didn't really test David Raya that much. I think it was one shot where I think it was Minte or something like that. It's going to be really tough for the next couple of weeks because we know that we're now getting into this final straight, if we call it that, where we've never been before in terms of we are expected to win the title. We are that far ahead that we have a pressure on us. Before we were chasing or we were neck and neck. There's now this expectation. You're 7 points ahead. You should be really winning it. Most people have called it already. But we know that until I think this team wins the Premier League, I don't think they believe it themselves necessarily. I think they haven't got that swagger. Man City have won the title before. They know how to do it. We are so close to winning this. I think it's just getting over that final hurdle. And these 8 games are going to be, let's be honest, a roller coaster. We already know that. We're not going to smash people. We may have a good performance here and there, but we're going to have to expect more of this because teams are in the Premier League much better. Brighton are a really good side, and we're still going to find more teams who have that. So I'm really pleased that we got through this one. Not pretty, but 3 points is all that matters, as someone else just said previously.
It is. 3 points is all that matters, but it wasn't a comfortable game for me to watch. And to your point, when you look back at the game, and many people sort of rewatch games or watch highlights and sort of really sort of study our performance, from about 70 minutes, the Brighton XG line is as flat as a pancake. Like there's no movement. There was actually no big chances created or anything. Yet at the time, I remember I've got a stress ball. You know, one of those soft, bouncy, sort of like tennis ball shaped squishy balls from work. You pick them up at like conferences and exhibitions or whatever. Got one of those, and I was just constantly doing that and dribbling my son's football around the carpet in the living room. Yeah, you can imagine me just going like one side.
I started at 8. I think I started at 70 pacing. That's when you know how I am.
I was pacing at 61, 62. But what I'm trying to say in that last 20, I felt horrendous. Like
Yeah.
I was so nervous. And every time Brighton got the ball into the half spaces where they were just about to sort of cross the ball in, I was just thinking they're going to chuck it into the mixer. And then when Welbs came on, I was like, oh my God, they've actually got someone who can head the ball and who can finish. And it's going to be one of those moments where, like we had at Old Trafford, when he celebrated in front of his former club and he's going to net and he's going to celebrate in front of us. I was really nervous. I was a total mess. And then when the full-time whistle went, nothing to do with the Forest score, I just felt this sense of like massive weight off my shoulders and this sense of relief. And I just took a breath, and it was a real sort of release for me. And it was, if that's what the next few games are going to be, man, I don't know if I've got the capacity.
Look, I think we have to accept that, don't we? Look at the Chelsea game. I think we have this, this kind of emotional roller coaster where the players and the fans are going to be super nervous. I think we also do project that slightly onto the team as well, because they know that we're nervous and we're desperate for this title. And I think that desperation is just something that reflects on everybody. We know we're a good team, but I think as we get closer and closer and it becomes more real and real, then inevitably mentality is going to come into it. And we haven't done it. As I said, we've never won the title. We're so close, and I think we can do it. But once we do, I think as many people have said, once they win the title, it will change the swagger of this Arsenal team, how they do things. I'm so confident that if we can win it, we can really push on.
Tane says, this isn't 2023. We are far better. City are far worse. O'Malley, thank you for your support on Patreon. Really, really appreciate that, man. And thanks for turning up every week. He says, FK, Brighton had only lost twice at home all season prior to us making them cry. I'm glad you've told me that after the game. Wayne, individual performances, just quickly. Bukayo Saka scoring on his 300th appearance for the club. Fantastic. Wasn't the cleanest of goals, but great to see him get a strike from distance and to sort of settle our nerves a little bit, early on. David Raya, 100th appearance for Arsenal, almost gifted them a goal in the first couple of minutes. How different the game and the night could have been had that have gone in, but did redeem himself with a good performance. Gabriel Magalhaes and Piero Hincapié, absolutely outstanding. Declan Rice getting stronger and stronger as the game went on, and towards the end really taking the game by the scruff of the neck. What did you make of it, Wayne? Any individual standout performance for you? Is it all of the above?
Yeah, pretty much. I think Gabriel was a colossus. He really took on a leadership role in this game, and I think he had more clearances than any Arsenal player has had in I don't even know how many years or ever in the Premier League era. He was just clearing everything up. He was in the right place at the right time, and I actually give him a lot more credit for this performance because Mosquera had a bit of an off night. So he really had to sweep up for Mosquera, lead the line alongside Mosquera, who obviously got subbed off to probably avoid the second yellow card. And I think had Minte gone down early in the second half after that substitution, he probably would have got booked and sent off for that. So really good decision there from Arteta to bring on Calafiori and move Hincapié in. I know that Gabriel got the man of the match award, but I think Hincapié was outstanding yet again. I think he's really showing these past sort of 4, 5, 6 games. He's one of the only ones that have been there and done that in a title race recently. Obviously, winning it with Leverkusen, going invincible in the Bundesliga. He has the most recent experience of winning a title, I suppose, in this team at the moment, and he's really showing it. And you ask him to overlap, you ask him to defend, he does absolutely everything. There was a moment, I think, in the first half where him and Declan Rice get beat on the byline and he just sprints out nowhere, slides in, clean tackle from behind, and then we just kind of have an opportunity to go down the other end. I've been so impressed with his performances recently, and I think our good friend Paddy Arsenal on social media, he tweeted out saying that Hincapié has a world-class ability to somehow end up being the second best player on the pitch every single time. It doesn't matter who he's on the pitch. This time it was Gabriel. Previously it was Saliba, I think. Obviously against Spurs, he had a fantastic game, but it was Gyökeres. So yeah, I think Hincapié for me is the real standout. And to Alex's point there, that Havertz sub coincided with that XG line that you were talking about. When Havertz came on, that shot Brighton down despite all of the possession they were having. And he was just a real release whenever we went long or we needed to go up the field. He was doing the things that Gyökeres, unfortunately, in this game simply couldn't.
Yeah, Any standout performance for you? I mean, Kai Havertz, like Wayne says, came on and he's such an intelligent player. He finds himself in the right spaces at the right time and he roams, and that causes all sorts of confusion. He can drop deep, he connects the play, you see progressive passing through the middle again, and of course he can finish. Just unlucky not to get a strike on goal that night. But what stood out for you, Yem?
I think I think we're all much aligned that Hincapié was amazing. I think he looked absolutely knackered, as I said at the start, but he's such a warrior. He doesn't give up on any challenge. He literally will not give up. And I love that attitude. I thought Gabriel, again, as Wayne put it really well, was just everywhere he had to be, because I think, defensively there were concerns, but he was clearing everything. And just as Wayne just said, Havertz, I think the subs, this is one of the games where Arteta's subs actually had a telling impact, not scoring or anything like that, but just releasing that pressure. Norgard, again, come on and just settle it down. Don't do anything silly. Just, be there when needed. Heading the ball away at corners, being calm, the more and more I see of Norgard, look, he's nothing special, but everyone keeps clamoring for him to come on, and I understand why. You need him in those kind of instances where you need just a steady pair of hands to move things. I thought there was a number of standout performances. Attacking wise, not really, but overall in the game, I thought it was a good team performance in terms of preserving the lead that we got.
I'll tell you what else was a good performance: the away fans. How unbelievable were they? And I was going to show you all the last sort of minute, that clip of sort of Sam Matterface commentating and Arteta coming onto the pitch, and when the Arsenal fans kind of find out the confirmation of the score at the Etihad, and that roar that kind of followed, and the scenes and celebrations after that. But of course, the boys advised me not to because of copyright issues. But as Vlad says, the cheer from the away fans when they found out that City had dropped points was absolutely brilliant. So many familiar faces in the crowd enjoying their moment. I mean, is that a significant, pivotal moment for you, Yem, sticking with you? I mean, the result is massive, right? But the moment, that night, to beat Brighton, for City to drop, is this the night for you, Yem?
I think there's still more twists and turns to come. I think I think we've learned enough from this Premier League season to say no, it's not pivotal. I think every game is pivotal now because it's just ebbing and flowing every game. I think what it is that we went to one of the most awkward places away, apart from the Etihad, that was in this final run. If we look at it, we got a result, not pretty, ground out the result, and then whatever happened with City was a bonus, and it did happen, and that's fantastic, and that's all we can ask for in this title race, that we do our end, and then what happens will happen. Because City, as everyone has said, not the same team as what they were. They're certainly strong at the moment. I think the signings of Guehi and Semenyo have certainly elevated them, as we expected. But we have to focus on ourselves. We are leading this race. We have everything's in the palm of our hands. It's only up to us now, and it's again, we're going to see these kind of moments. Can we extend our lead? Maybe. Will we drop points? We don't know. This season is so unpredictable. The Premier League is the most competitive I've seen it. I don't get this notion of, oh, it's a terrible Premier League, it's so boring. No, it's the level has gone up so much in terms of every team now. Look at Wolves, the bottom team are starting to get competitive again. Look where teams are. Look how hard it is to go away. Wayne has said it on so many occasions. Going away in the Premier League is the hardest thing now to get points. And we're top of that away league. So, again, I think we all are, as Arsenal fans, we all know we think this might be pivotal, but we've been burned too many times. It's just keep winning games. That's all it is. 3 points, keep going. That's all we can do. And let's see what happens with the others.
Melissa says, I actually felt a bit tearful watching the away fans celebrate. They're always brilliant, always turn up for our boys. Great to see them so happy. Talking of emotions, someone who wasn't so happy, Wayne, after the game was Fabian Herzler. Let's talk about this. He came out and sort of talked about Arsenal wasting time, and Opta, our good friends, have provided a delicious stat on the right-hand side that suggests that there have been 195 other instances of teams taking much longer in a Premier League match than Arsenal in 25-26. But the comment that really kind of grated me was there was only one team who tried to play football. And then he talked about, I am never going to be a manager that will try and win a game like that. I mean, it'd be nice if you could win games and, move out of the bottom half of the Premier League table and all that sort of stuff. But what did you make of this? Is this just someone crying? Is this bitter, sort of sour grapes, bitter pill to swallow? Even the handshake at the end. There's no eye contact with Arteta. Arteta's gone up to him to shake hands, and then he sort of walked away. Yeah, really weird.
I don't understand what it is with Brighton managers, and I don't understand why I irrationally hate them so much, because I can't still to this day, I can't stand Graham Potter either. I don't understand.
Well, there's a bit of needle, isn't it? I mean, Melissa says it's funny. Beginning of the season, I have no real feelings about Brighton, but now they're in like the Spurs Chelsea category.
Yeah, and they shouldn't be. They should. It's a bit like Newcastle. I can understand them being in that category because they're a bit loud. Brighton have achieved nothing, and they're just talking about things that they're wrong. Now, do you know what I will say? Fair play to the Brighton fan base, because obviously we've credited our away fans. Their fan base got onto one sentence from their manager and they were on it like a flash all game. Even though it was wrong, every time the ball went out, they were booing. They were trying to force the referee into making decisions. So credit to their fan base for backing their manager like this. But this guy is just an idiot. Like last year when Declan Rice got sent off against Brighton for tapping the ball away, he was the first that said, yeah, it was a nailed on red card. You can't boot the ball like that or whatever he said. He made it out to be something that it wasn't. He's just a bit of a clown. And I don't know if it's because he's the youngest manager in the league. I don't know whether it's because he's the new kid on the block and he's just trying to make a bit of an impression. But it's comments like that. Only one team tried to play football. I will never try to win that way. Okay, then you're going to be a mid-table manager your whole career, because the minute you get to the top and you have to kind of do what it takes to get your team over the line, to win trophies, to win leagues, to win Champions Leagues, or even, in Brighton's case, to qualify for a European competition. If you're not going to play like that, you're going to lose more often than not, because on paper, you're not a better side than the majority of the team in the league. So, yeah, he is a crybaby. And I don't understand why most Brighton managers are. And I think he would be very, very lucky if he's still in a job next year, because like that stat said, 3 wins out of 16. They're currently down in 13th. I know that they've sold very, very well. They're a brilliant club when it comes to selling, but they've spent quite a bit of money and brought in quality. They should be doing better than 13th. And I'm sure that their fans would have expected that as well. If you tried to play football, you would have had a shot in the final 30 minutes.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said. Exactly. And, the fact that we play the way that we do, that's his problem, not ours. He has to find a team and a response and solutions to that problem. If you're a top coach and you've got, you're lucky enough to have one of these 20 jobs that are in, the elitist level of the game, like Arteta has pulled your pants down time and time again. And, there's a lot of unsavory stuff in the chat about him. But I am beginning to really dislike this guy. I think he's the most annoying person in football. And I would say he's like that kid in school that reminds the teacher that you've not tested us today, or you've not set us any homework today. Do you know what I mean? Like that sort of like just shut up. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just so irritating. And I feel that I hope he ends up at Spurs, because that is the perfect combination. I mean, the NLD would be on fire. That's just a weird, I need that. We need that sort of moment. But Yembele, let's talk about Mikel's response. What a surprise. Absolute class, I thought, from the gaffer. As Whole Milk says, Arteta's response was absolute class. So funny. What a surprise. Logical nonsense. Perfect response. What do you think, Yem?
There was needle throughout the game. I mean, Herzler does it straight away, as you both just said. And you could see they were arguing at one point, weren't they, on the touchline against each other. So Arteta, look, in the heat of it after a game, and especially when you've won and your emotions so high, of course you're going to say some stuff. And obviously Herzler has continued this kind of diatribe that only one team played football. Yeah, again, I think Arteta was just probably saying, well, let's be honest, mate, you're probably, if you were in my shoes, you probably wouldn't, you'd probably do the same thing. Fact is that, as Wayne's put it, one manager is managing a team 13th in the league. The other one's going for the title. Which position would you rather be in? I think we already know. And the thing is that you can complain and whine all you like, but if you can't find a way to beat these teams, then maybe you should look at how you play and maybe your tactics a little bit more, rather than bleat about, well, you should be playing the game properly. This is what happened. Who was it? Slot said the same thing. Oh, teams are playing deep against us. It's not helping us. Honestly, people, find a way. Actually, you're paid so much money. Your teams are stacked. Brighton's team is stacked with talent. Find a way. If you can't find a way, don't complain when someone else changes how we play. That's just football. Football is designed to be executed in multiple different ways. Why? I don't get why people do that. Arteta doesn't do it. He just says when someone plays against him, if they play low block, he just goes, well, we have to solve the problem, don't we?
Just on Arteta, I have never, ever, ever heard him be critical of a fellow professional. Like the stuff on the touchline, I get it. And maybe once or twice he's maybe not shaken someone's hand or whatever. But like I've never heard him in a press conference openly, like either not personally, but not even criticize someone's style of play.
He doesn't.
Like I remember do you remember that time at Newcastle, the decisions went against us and he was just talking about it being a disgrace. Like he always says, well done to the opposition. He never, ever criticizes a fellow professional. That's what I find really distasteful.
Yeah, but I think he knows better than anybody that football is designed to be executed in multiple ways. You're not going to always win playing beautiful football. He doesn't. He doesn't play beautiful football every week. It happens. Okay, it happens, yes. But he knows how to grind out a win. He knows to be defensively perform. If you're tied, look, we knew how this would, we've experienced this with Arsene Wenger. We love Arsene Wenger. But there was a point towards the end of his reign where the ethos didn't match what was happening in the league, and trying to play beautiful football didn't work because the game had changed. That's just football. If you can't be adaptable, if you're stuck in saying, well, I'm just going to play football and that's it. Look what happened to Slot. Slot's had to rethink his strategy now because he can't do that all the time. If you can't realize that, and Herzler's quite young, so again, maybe there's some naivety there in that respect. But if you can't realize that and know how to skin the cat, then it's only going to go one way, really. And unfortunately, I don't think he's doing himself any favors with his reputation, and he's not really progressed Brighton, has he, this much this season? He was a breath of fresh air when he came in, but has he really progressed Brighton? They haven't really moved the needle for a while.
And just on that point about Arteta, like I know that Arsenal fans, especially on social media, like rival fans Arsenal fans are always crying. There have been 3 big examples in the past week to 10 days of legitimately, if Arsenal or Arteta had done that, we would be absolutely grilled. It started with Emery against, not Chelsea, the game before, where he walked off and didn't shake someone's hand. I can't remember what game it was. And if Arteta, that's the type of thing that everyone says Arteta does that. Oh, that's disgusting. Arteta is so disrespectful, blah, blah, blah. Emery has now done that at least 4 times in 2026, let alone just in the past week. So if Arteta does that, he gets absolutely grilled. If Arteta came out and said, well, we tried to play football, they didn't, he would be absolutely grilled. And I don't know if you guys saw it, and it's one that I'm sure that you would have laughed at, FK. Did you see Chelsea against Aston Villa, where Aston Villa were meant to have the kickoff, but LinkedIn Liam sent Chelsea out to have a huddle around the ball and not let Villa get to... Now, first of all, I think it's hilarious. And I don't know how Liam has come up with that because I think it's brilliant. I don't know what it's meant to achieve, but it's very, very funny to see. If Arteta had done that, we would have been absolutely slated for it. Oh, the dark arts is absolutely disgusting. So all of these managers do things that rival fan bases and media say Arteta does, and it's just simply not the case at all. And I don't understand why they're able to get away with it just because it's about us.
Can I ask a really weird question just on that Chelsea huddle? If that's Chelsea's kickoff and they dribble the ball all the way to the goal like that, because you're not going to... But you see where I'm going, right?
I don't think they'll be allowed to do that.
Does that ever happen in football? Why not?
No,
they're not breaking the rules.
It's not rugby.
It's not what?
The ball has to go back. No, the ball has to go back from kickoff though, doesn't it?
Okay, so they go back a step and then they sort of literally just walk all the way to the goal, and they just one of the they break up and one of the players just smashes it into the back of the net. Is that a valid goal? It is.
Well, no,
No
because
one's tried it
the
yet.
referee
Wait for Arteta will try it in the Champions League final.
Yeah, exactly. No, the referee would have had to blow the whistle. The referee
For
not
what?
blowing to kick off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So let's say Chelsea have kicked off the ball. All the other players are outside the centre circle, but they kick it straight to a man, and they all just huddle around that player. Huddle around the ball, and then they sort of just walk as a group collectively to the opposition goal. None of the defenders are getting that ball. It's in the middle of the circle.
There's a reason you don't coach, FK.
I'm just saying, man. Like, listen, I might just revolutionize the game. I think it is outlawed to do that, says Danny. I don't know. I don't know what the rules are. Don't give Arteta any ideas. And Tanjiro, I don't think Jogova's job is at risk yet anytime soon.
Next, you're going to say, why doesn't Saliba pick up Gabriel from corners? And Gabriel could just header it in.
Hey, Nico, if you're watching, these ideas are free on a Friday night, baby. I really, really appreciate it. Rob says earlier, FK live on a Friday. Great stuff. Great week for me. Won my election, and had a granddaughter. Wowzers. Congratulations, man. Same day. Arsenal win. Man City, well, they didn't quite lose, but they lost traction in the title race. And Spurs heading to the relegation zone. Come on, you Gunners. Won my election. Wow. One day we'll find out you lead a country or something, man. But, well, congratulations to you, man. Congratulations to you. Yeah, the Mighty Ducks flying V. See? Wouldn't that happen? Who knows, man? Who knows? Right. Let's move on to Forest. Wayne, just... I love that reaction on the right. You knew it was Arteta just going to him saying, to do it at the head. And then I was like, what? I mean, Wayne, you were watching it with me in the bottom left corner of the screen. And for those of you that have been watching around the world, let me know in the chat what the experience was like for you. Did you have sort of multi-screen or whatever? I was solely focused on the Arsenal game and they kept popping up the goal every time it sort of happened. But wowzers, where did this result come from? I mean, Wayne... In fact, during the day, Nottingham Forest had tweeted an image of a quote from Vitor Pereira talking about how united and galvanized they are and how they're going to try and save themselves. And I replied to the sort of club account, FFS, City 5-0. Uno reverse, it worked. But, I mean, I did not expect this score, man. And neither did City, as it would seem, because they have lost their heads.
Yeah, to be fair, rightly so, because they did get hosed on a few referees' decisions, if we're honest, but I don't really care. I don't know where this result came from. Relegation battles do crazy things to people. First of all, Elliot Anderson, what a player. If Arsenal ever decided to go and sign him, I'm all for it. It will cost 100, 150 million. Who cares? It's not going to happen, and we probably need a different type of midfielder, but he is phenomenal. On that Murillo point, FK, and I don't know if it's the same for you. Obviously, I was watching, like you were, on the bottom left for the score updates.
Yeah.
Our game finished about 20 to 30 seconds before Man City. So I flicked over as the shot is going towards goal.
You?
Yeah, so I saw the last 20, 30 seconds or wherever it was as Murillo's clearing it off the line.
My God.
I nearly died. Nearly died. And
let me tell you my story on that. So I didn't switch over. I waited for Sam Matterface to announce, and obviously the crowd went nuts, right? Then I'd heard everyone was messaging me, like in the chat on the match reaction video, which is live on the timeline. If anybody wants to go back and watch that, everyone was like, "Oh, that Murillo clearance!" And I was like, "I've got to watch that. So I've turned my laptop off. I was just about to set off to Birmingham, after doing the match reaction video after the game, and I've just put my phone out and thought, right, Murillo clearance. Let me just have a look, mate. My arse had gone just watching it 2 hours after the full-time whistle. Let me tell you. Sorry, man. Go on.
Yeah, in real time, it was worse. It was genuinely worse. But yeah, I think with this result, it just kind of highlights, I suppose, where the frailties are in Manchester City and why we think we've got a really good opportunity to go on and win this league. I think there was a stat floating around on social media, and I've not gone in to investigate it. I think they've only scored 3 goals in the second half of their last 9 Premier League games or something like that, which is mental when you consider the amount of firepower that Manchester City have. And this was pretty much their best side they had Foden out there, they had Rodri out there, obviously Haaland, Semenyo, all the attacking talent, and they still couldn't keep Forest out. Now, granted, it took 2 brilliant goals to get past Donnarumma. The back heel from Gibbs White, fantastic. He is giving us a wonderful season. He started off by rejecting Spurs and staying at Forest, then doing this to Manchester City and hopefully relegating Spurs along the way as well. And then, the Elliot Anderson goal, and I think they defended, from the highlights of Match of the Day anyway, they defended extremely well after that. So, relegation fights do crazy things to crazy teams at the business end of the season.
Yeah, a City bottling it. Where's their metal? Have they got the minerals?
Oh, geez, that would be us, wouldn't it? The media would be literally going. I find it hilarious again, and we talked about it just now that the headlines, if it was us, would have been absolutely bottle jobs, etc. With Man City, it's all very quiet. It's all, well, it's Arsenal's to lose now, etc., etc. It's not about Man City bottling. Again, I said it before and I'll say it now. The Premier League is such a tough league. It's so tough to win away. You'd expect Man City to beat Nottingham Forest, given the firepower, as Dwayne said. They've got so much. They spent 100 million in the window to augment that, and they did it very well. Gahey and Semenyo have been excellent signings, as you'd expect them to be. But they're not the same defensively. They do struggle in the transition, especially. I think Gahey does struggle a little bit with those kind of trickier players. I think that's where he struggles a little bit more. Haaland's not firing at the moment as well. It's not, I think that's a big one because he rushed to 22 goals, and then it's been a bit more drip drab and not as explosive as that. I think Cherky's been a fantastic sign. I think he's a really, really good player. He's dragged them through a few games. Look, they're going to still be there right till the end. But as well, if we look at their schedule this week, it's not great. They've got a very, very awkward fixture schedule. They've obviously got Newcastle this weekend, haven't they? At St James's. Then they've got then the first leg against Real Madrid, who, let's be honest, I watched the game this evening. Well, it's not great. Real Madrid are not great. And then they've got to go West Ham. Really awkward games. So nothing is done and dusted. This has been, for an Arsenal fan, it's been a roller coaster. But I think this season is at least a lot better than last season in terms of we're still getting a title race, and I think it'll go right to the wire.
Well, I've just brought up the league table as you guys were talking. So Arsenal beating Brighton by a goal to nil, 1-0 to the Arsenal, which was a satisfactory scoreline. Manchester City dropping points at home to Nottingham Forest, unexpectedly so, and that leaves the top two like this. 30 games played for Arsenal, goal difference of 37, 67 points on the board. We now have a 7-point gap over Manchester City, who have a game in hand and an inferior goal difference by 5. You could say that's an 8-point gap. But listen, there's a lot of football still to play. And if you think about where we were, I think a couple of years ago, I think we were 5 points clear with exactly 8 games to go, and City had 9 games on us. A game on us and 9 games to play. And we know that the Premier League is so fiercely competitive, so unpredictable, it's so unforgiving that, there are twists and turns. But how are you both feeling ahead of this? I mean, I asked you earlier about whether the Wednesday night was pivotal, significant, that's the moment. But how do you feel now? Are you looking ahead to the finish line? Are you confident of getting to the finish line, or are you just thinking, next game? Yem, you look a little bit
one game at a time, mate. I can't. Okay. My heart can't deal with all of this at the moment. If I keep thinking ahead to all of the potentials and what could happen, one game at a time. There's so many games coming. We've got Champions League. We've got FA Cup this weekend. Who knows what's going to happen? It's teetering, isn't it? And that's what we love about football, that you get the highs and the lows. We had the highs this week. We don't know, next weekend it could all change again, and what could be. It's I can't honestly say with hand on heart that can we guarantee a win for every game this season apart from the Etihad? No, I definitely don't think so. I think there's a surprise. There's going to be a surprise because this season has just been full of surprises, I think, personally.
Wayne, what are you saying? One hand on the trophy?
Not yet. I think
one Man City dropped, forget our game against Man City. If Man City drop points again outside of our game, I think it's done. I think at that stage, if they drop points in another game, the max that they could probably get to at that point is about 84 points. And I don't think that's going to be enough to win the league. I think the biggest thing this week for us is the fact that it's now gone from in City's hands to, even though it was in our hands as well, our hands involved having to beat them at the Etihad. I still want us to go there and beat them at the Etihad because that would just put the real sort of icing on top of it. But for me, yeah, I think we just look at Everton in the league next, and I'm just kind of happy that we've got that 3 to 4 week break from the league after that game.
I thought it was a different slide, but it's not. It's actually the old enemy. The North London derby hit so deep that they've been unable to recover, and now they are flirting with relegation. Last night, ladies and gents, boys and girls, what a game! What a spectacle! What a moment! I mean, the footage of the Spurs fans alone. I mean, look at this poor sod, but there were so many of them, and it was absolutely.
Well, actually, no. Hold on. Half time, there wasn't so many of them. They'd all bottled it and gone home, haven't they?
Okay, but you get my point. The cameraman was goated.
The production companies were on form. Shout out to the Santa lookalike who was on screen about 5 different times during the game. It was lovely.
I think the Santa lookalikes on the thumbnail. But listen, I mean, it's hilarious watching them lose every week. 3-point lane for the away teams, as I call it. They are in trouble. I mean, do you think they're staying up, or do you think they're going down?
I think I told you a few weeks ago. They remind me of Leicester when Leicester went down. They've lost the last 5 games.
They haven't won this year.
They haven't won this year. They're talking about sacking their manager again, and I genuinely just think that their players think that they're better than they are. I don't know whether they believe that they've just got a right to stay in the Premier League because of their name, but
nothing, an Amazon special. Love that.
But sorry, I think the biggest issue for them is they have no idea. They have no experience of a relegation battle. And last year they finished 16th or 17th or whatever it was. They have they weren't in a relegation fight. It was done. Like the bottom 3 were out of there. This year, Wolves have now gone on a run. I don't expect Wolves to stay up, but they're much better than they were before. Burnley, I think, are as good as gone. West Ham know what it takes to survive. Nottingham Forest know what it takes to survive. Spurs don't. And the teams above them have gapped them now. Palace, obviously, with the win, have created space. Leeds, picking up good results, have created space. Everyone else in that conversation are pretty much out of it now. So it's down to the final 3 of West Ham, Spurs, and Burnley there. Spurs don't know how to fight relegation, and their fixture list is awful.
I know. Look how tight it is, Wayne. West Ham are 18th with 28 points. Nottingham Forest are 17th with 28 points. And like you've just said, West Ham know what it takes to get through a relegation battle. They don't succeed all the time, but they've been there and done it, and they've gone the mark. This will be a shock to Spurs. And if you think about all the tips that we've seen
next,
May, I know it could be double digits, but like if you think about the videos we've been seeing of Tudor and how the players aren't even listening to him, like he's not. May, they're in trouble. Forest as well. Like Vitor Pereira has given them a little bit of bounce. They the result on Wednesday night is going to really spur them on to, no pun intended, to hopefully great things. But Spurs are a point off the relegation zone, and there's a question here. Let's have a serious conversation, says Rob. Not just banter. Obviously, we enjoy the banter. But do we really think they'll go down? I mean, I've got to be honest. I think they will. I think Spurs are going to get relegated. And obviously, hilarious as fuck, right? It would be the best thing. I mean, I'd miss them. I'd miss the 6 points every season. But this is a big story,
it's a massive story because given that the new stadium, the so-called thinking that they're a Big Six club, they're not. There's been some debate about are they actually a Big Six? Their form tells them that they're not. They haven't been there for a number of years. But as Wayne said, it's this kind of attitude of the players that they think they're bigger than this, that they can't scrap for a win. They can't. drag themselves out of this. You look at what's happened. Romero, 4-game ban. Now, as soon as he's coming back, Mickey van der Ven does something stupid. Now he's out for 3 as well. This is just. You look at these players; they've gone. They're not bothered. They're thinking about their next move. You can tell when a player is literally thinking about their next move. Van der Ven is.
Well, that's exactly what Tangiru says. Sorry to interrupt. Every single Spurs player
Yeah.
is now all about damage limitation and personal brand. They're going to be on their phone to their agents, to their families, looking to get the hell out of there. It's the World Cup summer as well coming up. Mate, they are in serious, serious trouble.
And do you know where it all circles back to? When they celebrated losing to Man City a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah.
That's what Fushnak is saying. This is what happens when your fans would rather lose and sacrifice a Champions League place just to spite your rivals.
The fact
Suck it up.
No, but this is the mentality of the club, isn't it? Through and throughout, isn't it? They're not serious. They're not a serious club. Where's the drive to succeed? Where's the drive to take them out of this position? They're in the Champions League, but what is that?
That's you, mate. That's you. What's going on?
That was
we're back. We're back. I don't know if you... Okay, we're back. Go on, Yem.
But, yeah, you just look at every player in that team. None of them, apart from, I think, Archie Gray. Look, you give credit's due. Archie Gray, I think, has been probably the only player who's actually given himself any credit, or Matt and Pat Massar. But the rest of them are not bothered at all.
Oh, my God, they've got Forest.
They got Forest. No, they've got quite. Have a look at this.
I just need to look at their fixtures. I
think their fixtures.
Their fixtures are awful. They're in trouble.
What the hell? Did Liverpool play today?
Yeah. They beat Wolves in the FA Cup.
They beat Wolves.
Friday night FA Cup game's gone. Right. We are getting some sort of echo. Don't know where that's coming from, but let me just check the Spurs fixtures.
Because if you look at the bottom, West Ham are picking up form because Somerville is dragging them through a lot of games.
Mate, Jared Bowen's not even got going yet. But listen, these are the fixtures, right? Oh, just lost them again. These are the fixtures for Spurs. They play Liverpool at Anfield, as Wayne's just said. There's no way they're getting anything from there. They play at home to Forest. I'm not being funny.
Forest will beat them.
Forest will absolutely go there and turn them over. They are nothing at home. And do you know what? When you get into a situation like this, playing at home isn't as fun as it should be for a home team. Like there's extra nerves, there's extra pressure that the fans are ready to boo as soon as they come out of the tunnel. They then go away to Granit Xhaka's Sunderland.
Oh, they'll lose there as well.
They play Brighton. They then go away to Wolves. At home. Brighton, good team, as we know. Love Fabian Herzler. Wolves. Rob Edwards' Wolves at home.
Who could be? Do you know what? At that point, they could be
worse. Just wait. They go away to Villa, away to Chelsea. Then they play at home to Everton. Everton, the second most informed away team in the Premier League, and at home to Leeds. I mean, lads. I mean, they're going down.
Could this be?
Go down.
Can I ask you both a question? If we win the title, and Spurs go down, could this be the greatest season ever as an Arsenal fan?
We need more than the title, I think.
But if we won we won Champions League as well, would you give up football? Would you just say that's it? Football's done for me. It won't get any better.
If we win the Premier League and the Champions League, what are we going to do?
And Spurs go down.
Yeah.
Is that the greatest season? Would you just quit football? Would you say that's the peak?
If we win the Champions League,
if we win the Champions League, it's the best.
If Arsenal win the Champions League, that in itself makes it the greatest season. If we win the league, what's Spurs got to do with it?
No, but as in, it just adds to it's just layers, isn't it,
mate? Yeah, obviously, it would be unbelievable. I'm not going to stop. What was your question? You can stop watching?
No, I was just saying that it would. It could be. I could literally just say that's it. I don't need to watch football anymore. It's not going to get any better than that.
Nah, mate. First league win and first Champions League win under Arteta. That's
mate. Spurs starts. Playing Lincoln next year. Going away to Lincoln
starts, mate. Rob says FK is making me think it's actually possible. Honestly,
the form they're in.
When he says that's it, done for me.
Yeah, I've been saying for weeks they're Leicester. They're this year's Leicester when Leicester went down. Because no one expected the Leicester side with Vardy and Maddison and Tielemans and then Didi and
they're in trouble.
Yeah, they're
They are
in
Also, as
trouble.
well, are they ready to go down as well? You know, like a lot of clubs who are in the bottom half, like Burnley and Wolves, are preparing to go down. You know, they're selling players, they're looking at targets, etc. I don't think Spurs have the upper management, etc., and the facilities to be ready for that kind of dogfight next year. Because people assume that Spurs will go down, they'll go straight up. You know, I think they could just stay down there. It'll be like Leeds for a couple of years. You remember they went down to the second division, and that.
What are we talking about? Honestly, I mean, this would be amazing. I mean, I think they're in trouble, and it would be so
60,000 seat a stadium in the Championship. You
I got to ask the question: if they go down, is there anyone that you take?
No.
Not one
No.
player.
No.
Bergvall.
Archie Gray, maybe, but no.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's a good player, Archie. Back up to Timber. J. Tims.
That's even stretching.
Kulusevski, has he got legs? Is he still available? What is he, 21 years old?
He hasn't played football for nearly, a year and a half now?
200.
Chat, is there anyone you guys would take from the Spurs entire squad? Any one player you could nab? Go on, sorry, Ian, what were you saying?
Apparently, the financial hit to them, if they go down, 250 million in that moment alone when they're relegated. That's mad.
Mo Kudus, says O'Malley. No?
Let them all stay there. Let them all stay there and make the playoffs and lose.
Absolutely not, says Denverite. Vivla says no, they're all awful. Thomas says these players are not ready for the Championship. I mean, the Championship is a relentless league. 46 games. It's a game every 3 days where you just don't know what you're going to get. Kulusevski's 25, says Alex. Melissa's not keen. Paul says, I'd take Archie Gray because he plays so many positions. Yeah, he's like the ultimate utility player.
Do you know who I'll be loving to go down?
Go on.
Jed Spence. Jed Spence.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've never seen a player who thinks more of himself than Jed Spence.
No, Zahaib, you... No,
you would
face. Thank
not.
God. Thank God. Right, let's forget talking about this lot. It's fun, but it's I just don't want to see it on screen. This is what I wanted to show. Opta, our partners, have very kindly made a Premier League fixture difficulty chart. Wayne, I think you shared this with me a couple of nights ago. Just say, look, take a look at it. And sorry for the eye test, ladies and gents, but basically this is ranking the caliber of opposition that the teams have in the remaining 8 or 9 games from now on in until the end of the season. Crystal Palace, it would seem, have the toughest fixtures. And right down the bottom, Wolves, it would seem, have the more easier fixtures. I wonder. I mean, look at that. Wolves, Leeds, Forest. Spurs have got, well, on paper, easy fixtures, but Spurs are not in a good place at the minute. It's fantastic. But Wayne, the point here was, look at how high City are. Look how low Arsenal are. This bodes well for our title charge.
Yeah, it does on paper. But if you remember, we had the conversation before, I think it was the Spurs game, where we had the second hardest fixture list, when we had Spurs, Chelsea and Man City as part of that. And we were looking at that and kind of worried that we've got the second most difficult fixture list at that point. So it all kind of turn on itself whenever there's a win for another team or whatever. But I'm more happy.
This is a good point, though, Wayne.
Yep.
This is a great point. I mean, you mentioned this as well. Look at the home games we've got.
Yeah.
Home to Everton. I know Everton are a really informed team, tough team, but you would expect Arsenal to come out on top. Bournemouth at home, Newcastle at home, who are so hit and miss, but when they're awful, God, they're awful. Fulham at home, Burnley at home, the 2 London derbies, Palace and West Ham away, and then it's just the game at the Etihad.
Yeah. Not only is it 5 games at home, it's 7 of our last 8 in London, which is just fantastic in terms of travel. Obviously, we've got FA Cup commitments.
Someone got geography GCSE. That's what I'm talking about, Black.
Obviously, we've got FA Cup commitments. We've got Champions League commitments. The travelling aspect of it is going to be good for us, and we've got a favourable run of fixtures now. So, look, with that Manchester City result, we need 7 wins mathematically to confirm the title. If we beat Man City at the Etihad, it's only 5 other wins alongside with that. That's mental. That's just all we need to do.
Well, hopefully, if City drop more points, then obviously...
Well, yeah, but as of today, right now, we need 7 wins with Premier League champions. We don't need to win all of them anymore. Ideally, we do, but 7 wins.
Chelsea away.
7 wins away.
Chelsea away for City is an interesting one because...
Mate, West Ham away is an interesting one, Yem. This, mate, the Premier
Didn't
League
Crystal Palace,
is
didn't Palace
just
beat
crazy.
City last year at the Etihad?
I don't know, but look, for
can't
City, it's
remember.
West Ham away. Look it up, Yem. West Ham away, Palace at home, Chelsea away. I mean, Chelsea. I know we've slapped them hard, but they're capable of doing something. And listen, it's not even about defeats. They don't even have to lose. It could just be a drop points, a couple of draws, and it dents either of our title chances. Arsenal, obviously at the Etihad, where we have to go and hopefully just not get beat. City go away to Burnley. They might be dead and buried by that point. Away to Everton. City are away to Everton. Arteta will be on the phone to Moise. Boss, Gaffer, what you got for me?
And also important.
Bournemouth away. I mean, wow, Villa.
In this as well, I think the next 3 we play before them. So although we're 7 points now, we could be 10 points before they kick off. And yeah, it's Manchester City. They've been there, done that. I don't think it will scare them as much as I think Arsenal fans think it scares us. But 10 points is a monumental gap to know that you have to go and beat West Ham. And when West Ham are in a relegation fight at the London Stadium, they'll be proper up for it.
Yeah. And Nathan's just made an excellent point. Add the Champions League path. They've got Real Madrid potentially twice.
Bayern Munich if it nets
Bayern
out
Munich,
as well.
sorry, potentially twice after that. And I think if they beat Real Madrid, which is what we want them to go and play Bayern. And I think the away leg for City at Bayern is 3 days before they play us at the Etihad. Lads.
Look, look.
Lads.
No. Let's focus. Focus on
All right,
ourselves.
sorry.
Get past Everton. Bournemouth at home is always going to be. Bournemouth are such an awkward team as well. I hate them.
No.
Let's do what we do best.
Let's wait and see.
And also injuries on both sides. Man City have been
and when is Rodri going to get banned?
Yeah, when is this?
Probably after our game.
Didn't Farker get banned today? And his one was like 2 weeks after the Rodri comments. I don't understand how this has been.
It's been nearly 3 weeks for Rodri. It's never taken this long. They're waiting for after our game. Do you know what? If they had banned him already, no one would care. If they had banned him for, say, the Nottingham Forest game, no one would have said anything.
Yeah, but it's because of the timing now that it will cause. I reckon you're right, Wayne. They're just waiting for the perfect opportunity just to create more tension and drama, isn't it?
Yeah. Matthew says the obstacle for us is not the Premier League fixtures, it's the Champions League games 3 days before, but it must also be an obstacle for City. Rob says we must control the controllables, can't think about anything else. And Vivlad said it is looking good. Don't say it, Matthew. Do not say the. Jonathan says Yembele is keeping us grounded. Well, I'm glad we found one use for him. Right, let's move on to Mansfield. The FA Cup is here, and as I've just been surprised, Liverpool did play tonight. Did they win, by the way?
Yes, 3-1.
And that's not even the right draw. What are we doing here?
Where have you
Where
got
do we
this
even
from?
get this graphic from? We're
not even in it.
We're not even in it. We're not even.
Mate, are you fact checking yourself? Have you just been in lost in stupor?
Searched, right, FA Cup 5th round draw, copy and paste. Didn't even look at it. What year is this? It's crazy.
Probably last year. It must be last year.
Let's move away. Right, basically, we're playing Mansfield Town. Okay. Nonsense. These are not the standards, as Vivlad says. Yembele, what league are Mansfield Town in?
League One.
Okay, ladies and gents, boys and girls, we are playing League One Mansfield Town tomorrow, 12:15 p.m. kickoff on a Saturday. And this is their recent form. Yembele, tell us also where they're in the league table, please, in their respective
They are 19th.
They are 19th in League One. They beat Burnley to get through to this round. And since then, they've lost away to Blackpool, at home to Lincoln. They drew with AFC Wimbledon and drew against Rotherham United. I'll be honest with you, boys. I'm expecting a very comfortable game tomorrow morning, and I'm expecting a nice, lovely weekend thereafter. Yeah? You scoffed. What? Why?
Because he was scared of Wigan at home, that's why.
Yeah, exactly. I'm scared of everything, mate. No, it should be comfortable. And this year we've got more assurance because we don't have as much of a dependency on a first 11 as we used to do. You know, we've got better rotation options. I just think, obviously, Mansfield Town's ground. Have you seen the ground? Have you seen their pitch?
The Stags. What's it called? Field. What's it called? What's the ground called? Yeah.
I have no idea.
Field Hill. Field Mill. Field.
Wasn't Wayne trying to get tickets in the home end? He should know better than I do.
I was trying.
Are you
my
going?
best.
Tomorrow?
No, the box office had me on
Field
hold for
Mill.
like 2.5 hours.
Field Mill, yeah, that's it.
Where's the lad that grew up in Mansfield? Tell us all about him, please, in the chat.
Yeah.
He got out. He got out as soon as he could. He can't
None of
tell you
us
anything
know.
anymore.
Right. So it's a stadium that holds 9,000 people. So it's going to be a very small, intimate sort of affair. But it is a chance, on a more serious note, for us to rotate. Oh, what's happened to the animations? Honestly, what a nightmare. Here we go. This was the starting lineup away to Brighton, of course, in the week. Pictured there is Max Dowman, Noni Madueke, who's not seen the grass for a couple of games. Christian Norgard, who came on towards the back end, and Christian Mosquera, who's been outstanding. And I was a little bit nervous, a little bit shaky on Wednesday night after that early yellow. But in the end, he went off early and was replaced. So what are we expecting, chaps? If we chat, let me know your starting 11s. In goal, Raya obviously having that sort of crazy moment.
Kepa.
It's got to be Kepa, isn't it? And it's
Yeah,
probably
it'll
just
be
a
Kepa.
good week off for David Raya. I think he needs it. Right back, if Julian Timber is on that bus, I'm going to Mikel Arteta's
No, he
house.
didn't even train. He wasn't even
He
trained
didn't
today,
train.
was
He's gonna have
because
to
he's going to play, or
He's gonna have to be on the bench at least, unfortunately.
he? Yeah, because we don't.
Oh
But
my
is Ben White
God.
fit again?
No, he won't play.
oh, so who's right back then? Christian Mosquera?
I think it will be Mosquera.
And then maybe Marley Salmon at centre back.
No,
You don't think so? You think it'd be Saliba? No,
I think
Saliba can't play.
No, I think it will be Gabriel and Calafiori or Hincapié at centre back.
Oh my God, why are we paying Gabriel?
Because if
Yeah,
it wasn't,
right.
if it was at the Emirates, I think Marley Salmon would have
Mate,
a chance.
stick
of
Leo
starting.
Trossard at centre back. I don't care. I do not care. What are
know
we doing
your manager by
You know
now.
what? Christian Norgard will play centre back tomorrow.
Yeah, because
No.
then who? Okay, so then Declan Rice starts in midfield.
And Declan Rice didn't even train today.
You can't have it both ways. If you want
Oh my
Norgard, if
God.
you want Norgard at centre back, that's fine. Who do you want in midfield, Rice or Zubimendi?
Zubimendi cannot play.
my
He's looked
God.
absolutely shattered.
Didn't even think about that. Could you do? I mean, Odegaard's obviously still not around to take it. So could you have?
No.
What could you do? Oh, it's such a shame.
I think
Ranieri
so. I
will
think
play
what's
as
going to
well.
happen is Kai's going to actually drop into the midfield tomorrow.
Lewis Skelly is suspended apparently.
Yes.
Yes.
Because he got 2 yellow cards in the previous round.
So
What a
he
numpty.
cannot play, which is a
Nope.
real shame, as Jonathan says. Okay. So what are we doing then? So we're doing Mosquera right back.
I think so. My back four is Mosquera at right back, Calafiori or Hincapié at right centre back.
Gabby
Um,
Heinze, centre back, maybe. go
Gabriel is the other centre back, and then Calafiori or
Oh.
Hincapié at left back. I think that's what we will do.
I don't want Gabriel on that pitch.
Yeah,
I mean,
what a choice.
what's wrong? Why can't we play Marley Salmon? Is it
It's
that
not that hard.
audacious?
It's not that we can't. I just feel like if it was at Emirates, I would have probably said, yeah, Marley Salmon starts. I just think away from home is
League
he's
One,
a-
19th in League One.
Mate,
these
League
are
One.
still professional players. He's younger than your jumper.
Probably. It's a real shame because I just feel that we need to make a few more changes. I mean, we've got Leverkusen in the week and yeah, a little bit nervous about that. Okay, so we move across. So we're going to go for one of our starting centre-backs alongside either an Hincapié or Calafiori, which means what at left back exactly?
The other one. I think
The other
both
one.
of them will play. Calafiori
Right.
and Hincapié, I think, will both play.
Okay, fair enough. Alex says Salmon at right back. MLS obviously not playing. Lots of people talking about Miles Lewis Skelly. Zubimendi has been off it. He needs to just go. Kiros, you're absolutely right. Just don't even think about it. Gyökeres, defensive midfielder.
Do you know what? He'd probably be better than where he is up front.
Oh, God. I'll play. If anybody, do you know what I mean? Gunnosaurus and win the dog at centre back. Yeah, right. So midfield wise, okay. So defense wise, that's what we're going to see. I get it. John says play all the kids, double the match next week. Midfield. Here's the answer. Instead of Norgard, you could have Kai. You're not going to play Kai Havertz.
No, he'll play Kai.
Okay.
He'll play
right.
Kai for 50
So
minutes.
what's your middle three? Come on. So Norgard
That's
in the
my
set.
middle three.
That's my
Norgard in the
middle three as
anchor.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Norgard, Kai, and Eze.
Does Kai start against Mansfield?
Yeah. Because I think you have to pick. He either plays Mansfield and Everton, or he plays Leverkusen and Leverkusen. I don't think he can play Mansfield, Leverkusen, or Leverkusen, Everton. I think with his injury situation still working back, I think we need to keep him as fit as possible throughout the season.
And he won't play. He'll play most at 50 minutes tomorrow.
I think you have to pick one or the other. So I don't think he's ready yet to do a Wednesday, Saturday shift.
Matthew's calm says Gabriel as a centre back will have his pipe and slippers on, but then Tom's come back saying Stags are very, very physical. I think it was Tom earlier who was saying that he was going to be in the ground. V Vlad says can't see
he'll start.
Kai starting. Logical nonsense is Calafiori, Mosquera, Salmon, and Dixon. The back four. Dixon?
Youngster from the not Lee, don't worry.
No. I mean, I don't
the
know
other option,
if just Jane Marina is not fit.
The other option is you play Dowman there instead of Kai.
Well, that's what I was going to suggest, but then so my idea was Dowman as a Norgard.
Potential. It's potentially, but I think Kai will get 50, 60 minutes.
Okay. So if that's the middle three, then up front, I mean, I think Madueke is a no-brainer on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you guys will go, what, Gabby Jesus centrally?
Gabby Jesus, yeah.
I would go Gabby Jesus from the left and Gyökeres through the middle.
Ooh.
I don't think Gyökeres will start.
Yeah, because Mansfield is his level.
That's so hard.
That's so harsh.
Nobody cared about me until I put on the mask. That's really harsh. But you know what? I could get behind a triple Hattie tomorrow for Victor. Do you know what I mean? If we win 9-0, I mean, what it does for the stats, goal per games ratio, you know what I'm talking about, yeah?
Yeah, that's fine by me.
Well, there you go, ladies and gents. So,
who's your left winger then?
Jesus.
But you just said Jesus. What would you do, yeah?
I'd go Trossard. I'd go Trossard actually, because Trossard needs some kind of impetus.
So Martinelli needs time as well. Could Trossard or Martinelli play in midfield?
No,
you want to play a midfield of Eze, Dowman, and Trossard?
So bad, isn't it? There's no balance or anything. But I mean, yeah, just for
you do know who our manager is, isn't he? He's a psycho. He will play the
look,
team.
Rice is starting, Saka's starting, Gabriel's starting. Suck it up, Arsenal fans. Just you got to accept it. Timber's going to be in a wheelchair.
Marino's such a big miss. Marino's such a big miss. We didn't.
Who? Mikel Marino. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
it's a massive miss. When's the skipper back then? What's happened to him? He's out for a few weeks, but
yeah, don't think anyone knows.
There we are. Okay.
Does anyone care? Because he's not had any form, has he?
All change for Arsenal then tomorrow. Maybe with 2 or 3 just to kind of stiffen up the spine and make sure that we've got enough experience to see the boys through. This lineup is wild, says Thomas. Chat, let me know what you think the score prediction is going to be for tomorrow morning's game. 12:15 kickoff at Field Mill, a small stadium in Mansfield, 9,100 capacity. Mansfield in League One, 19th, hovering just outside the relegation zone. Beat Burnley in the last round, of course, and they faced the mighty Arsenal, record holders of this competition. Wayne, scoreline prediction. What is it going to be?
I think we win 3-1 tomorrow. I think we win 3-1. I think it will be relatively comfortable, but I think the home fans will get their loud cheer moment.
Yembele?
I'm going for the same, actually, and exactly what Wayne said. I think they will get a moment, because I think we always do give one away. Look at Portsmouth.
What happened to Portsmouth? What was the score again? 4-1, wasn't it?
They scored first.
But they scored first, didn't they?
Nah, we're smashing this lot tomorrow. No doubt about it in my head. Logical Nonsense says 3-1 to the Arsenal, I would imagine. Tom says 3-0. Mohamed Zakaria says 4-0. V Vlad says 5-1. Would be very much like us to concede, as you guys have just said. 2-1 to the Arsenal, says Rob. 4-1 to the Arsenal, says Danny. Salmon and Dowman are both on the board. 7-0 for Donald. Asheen says Stags 1, Arsenal 3. Thomas's big win coming for Arsenal, 5-0. Holmill wants to see a 5-2 Spurs repeat. And Alex says 4-0 to the Arsenal. Oh, Nigel Clough is the manager tomorrow.
Yeah.
The Nigel Clough.
Yeah, Brian Clough's son.
His son.
He's come out and said he done a pre-match interview, and they were talking to him, and he said Arsenal should expect a set piece barrage, his exact words.
Shut up, you tit. Get back in your box. We're going to slap you 4-0 tomorrow. That's what's going to happen. We're going marching to the quarterfinals. Midfield. Set piece. Have you seen us, mate, this season? Set piece kings. We just eat you up for breakfast and spit you out, mate. That's what's coming. I'm really pleased, actually. It's a Saturday morning kickoff, 12:15. Get it done. Feet up. Bosh. What a way to start the weekend.
When's the Newcastle Man City game?
Oh, mate, do you know, I didn't even... Obviously,
tomorrow night.
Because you got the wrong stat, because you got the wrong fixtures, didn't you, obviously?
Ridiculous.
It's tomorrow night. There's 3 games tomorrow, and not one of them are at 3 p.m. Utter woke nonsense.
What is going on with what's football scheduling?
Well, look, here are the fixtures. So Wolves apparently played tonight and got beat by Liverpool 3-1 at the Molineux. And then tomorrow morning, 12:15. 12:15, that's a weird kickoff time. Don't know why. And do you know what? I've heard Arsenal fans are going to the game. Those that have been asked to pick up their tickets, they have to go somewhere, which is a 40-minute walk to the stadium.
Yeah.
It's just a shambles, honestly, shambles. Mansfield play Arsenal at 12:15. Wrexham host Chelsea at 5:45. A cold day in Wales under the lights. Ryan Reynolds in the crowd. Who knows? Newcastle United hosting Manchester City at 8 p.m. at St. James's Park. Then on... That's it. The BBC website has crashed. We have no we have no further events.
If only you had a graphic.
No, I know. It's sorry. Do you know what? I didn't scroll down. So if you scroll down,
what is going on with you today? It's not happening, is it?
It's been a long week. Fulham play, and I got to watch the lovely blind finale after this. Fulham are playing.
No, you'll be cleaning up shopping after this.
But yeah, after that, Port Vale are playing Sunderland. Leeds playing Norwich. West Ham playing Brent. Mate, this. I'll be honest with you. If Newcastle beat City, oh my god.
The quadruple is on.
Well, no, I mean, they're still Liverpool because apparently they beat Wolves tonight, which I didn't even know was happening.
Whatever it takes to get Norwich next round.
Oh my god, boys! I don't know. I feel like I'm living in a bubble.
So we want a Newcastle win tomorrow. We kind of want it. We want Man City first. Let's get a Man City win and then Man City versus Liverpool in the next round. That'll be brilliant.
That'd be nice.
And then Norwich beat Fulham or whoever they face, and we face Norwich in the next round. That'll be great.
That was a graphic of the 2002.
How did you get the 2002 one? Where did you pick it up from,
mate? I was at the flipping swimming pool, man, and the kids were changing at that moment. So my son had his lesson, then my daughter had to go in, and I was probably distracted. I just searched for it, cut and paste, and then shut my laptop.
No, you didn't. I know what you did. I know exactly what you did. Chat GPT. Give me a graphic of the.
Chat GPT still can't make slides. It's so annoying.
Actually, it can. You just haven't done it yet.
Yeah, I just haven't done it yet. Anyway, right. We're going to leave it there, ladies and gents, boys and girls. It's been a lot of fun tonight. Really good fun. If anybody wants to follow Yembele, he's available at Verge59. Send him all the abuse that you want. But to be fair to him, he does have a very, very nice top tonight. That apparently brings him aura. But yeah, we'll leave you guys to decide that. And Wayne, who of course is not going to the Carabao final, is available at Wayne's World 20_ in case you want to tweet him that. Tweet him some selfies from the game. Those of you that aren't even into football but are getting tickets through work and mates and gifts or whatever, just send your pictures on the day. That would be lovely.
I look forward to who was it? I can't remember the chatter earlier. I look forward to them sending me the
Paul James,
the 3D undercarriages of Wembley and the tunnels I can get through. And you'll just see me pop up.
It'll be like Die Hard 2, isn't it? When
the
you go
blueprint. Just give me the blueprint of Wembley, and I'll find my way.
Love that. Listen, thank you so much for all the kind words, Melissa. Thank you so much, my friend. Have a lovely, lovely evening and enjoy the FA Cup action this weekend. It's nice to not have a Premier League game. We're going to watch that game tomorrow. Positive vibes, positive energy. Get the game done 4-0, and then have the weekend that you all need. Any shout-outs for your podcasts? Wayne, what's happening? Can you believe it?
We released one earlier today, looking ahead at Mansfield, looking back at Brighton. Can you believe it? Podcast with our good friend Matt, who was in very good spirits and was wasting a lot of time just in honour of Arteta.
Very good. Very good. I like that. And Yembele, what's happening? Red lines and half spaces?
To
God,
be continued.
He's given up. He's packed it all in. He's packed it all in. Right, we're going to leave it there. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hundreds of you. Do drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you've enjoyed the content. And if you're watching on or listening on Apple and Spotify, then of course leave us a rating and subscribe on those platforms as well. And if you like the ad-free, if you like the content, you want it ad-free, please become a channel member, a Patreon member, a massive growing community. And Lee and Ian and there was one other. I think you're looking for Everton tickets. There are Everton singles available on the exchange, apparently. I'm trying to work on a couple of singles, so I will let you guys know what happens. Keep an eye on the Patreon chat.
Before we end, I do love to see the chatters who have joined like halfway through, because Kenny has just
Mohamed Kudus.
Mohamed Kudus.
You know he's there. Mohamed Kudus, indeed.
That was
Kenny,
about 25
welcome
minutes
to the
ago.
show, brother. Well, you'll get this in about half an hour, mate.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have done my shopping by that point. Alex says, a great show as usual, gents. Have a fantastic weekend. Thank you so much. Hit the like button on your way out. We'll leave you there. Look after yourselves. Arsenal at Mansfield Town tomorrow. FA Cup 5th round. A chance to get into the quarterfinals. And hopefully what will be a glorious weekend. Enjoy it. We all deserve the bloody rest. Take care. And I'll see you tomorrow in the match reaction video. Bye for now.